But the last trade that I wanted to talk about, the last trade that happened, or trade rumor, this one is confirmed. Chris Paul is going to the Suns. Chris Paul, there was other players that are involved in the trade, but basically Chris Paul for Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, and a 2022 first-round pick. The Suns get an older Chris Paul, but he's still a really good player. Last year he showed that he still has a lot to offer to a franchise. He still got some thread on those tires. He led the OKC to the playoffs after everybody had them missing in the preseason rankings. No one had the OKC making the playoffs. Chris Paul put that team on his back. He led them to the playoffs, had a competitive series against the Rockets, and now he gets to go to the Suns and mentor Devin Booker. And I think it's going to be good for the Suns. The Suns did go 7-0 in the bubble. Everyone's expecting them to make that jump. If they hadn't made no move, it was going to be hard just because the West is super stacked. But now, if you're able to field the team with the backcourt of Devin Booker and Chris Paul, and you have DeAndre Ayton as your center, you got a little squad. You have a chance in the Western Conference. I think now they're in contention to make the playoffs. They could definitely, I see them capping out at like the 5th to 8th seed, and best case scenario, they win a first round series, they upset somebody, and then they go in the second round. And I have their ceiling as a second round finish. Worst case scenario, they miss out in the playoffs, but they're competitive and they're either the 9th or 10th seed. But all their games are meaningful, and even like how many games they're playing this year? 72. Even like the 66 to 72, 72nd game of the season is still important, and they're still right there in the playoff contention, and they have a rather good season. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, they get the 4th or 5th seed and they make it to the second round of the playoffs. But other than that, it's a good trade for the Suns. Chris Paul is going to be able to teach them how to win, how to be a professional. Devin Booker, I think it's really going to unleash Devin Booker and mostly DeAndre Ayton. I think Chris Paul makes centers. Chris Paul gets centers paid. He got Tyson Chandler paid. He got DeAndre Jordan paid. He's gotten so many players paid just because he's a great point guard that's always looking to pass, and he'll get those center stats up. So DeAndre Ayton just made some money by Chris Paul signing there. He's gonna have a way better season next year than this year. I'm really looking forward to seeing his development. He was the first overall pick a couple years ago, so we're gonna see how he progresses. Hopefully, he's able to fulfill all his potential. And as far as Devin Booker is gonna, he's gonna take the ball off his hands, but I think that might be a good thing. They could use him how the Warriors use Curry, and they make him run all over the court, and they set screens off the ball, and he's able to just catch and shoot. I think they do that with Devin Booker. It's going to be great for him. Like, he's not going to have the responsibility of bringing the ball up the court every single time. He's going to be able to, break free away from the offense, let the offense run itself, and then just try to find a space to shoot an open three. And then if Chris Paul goes to the bench, then you can give the ball to Devin Booker, and he's able to do his own thing and be the main ball handler. But it's a good signing for the Suns. It shows that they're committed to winning. It shows that they don't want to be a team that misses the playoffs anymore. And the West keeps getting tougher. The West keeps getting more competitive. And like I said, with the previous trade, with the Dennis Schroeder trade, OKC just keeps piling draft picks, keeps piling assets. I'm very excited to see what they do with those draft picks, what they do going forward. 17 first-round picks from here to 2027 draft. What are they going to do? Who are they going to get? In the next couple of years, they're definitely going to make a big splash. It's going to be a highlight. I could already see it's going to be a highlight in one of these next off seasons. OKC trades 5 first-round picks for somebody. Book it. It's going to happen. They have so many draft picks. They can't keep all of them. So, yeah, I think it's a good trade for both teams. Chris Paul did his thing in OKC. 1 year there. He did his thing, took him to the playoffs, helped Shai Alexander. He probably taught him a lot. Got that team back to the playoffs. They get more draft picks. They get some quality players back for him. And the Suns, they get another great player for their roster. They can build on that bubble experience. They can build on that 7-0 bubble record. And hopefully they're able to make the playoffs, and we're able to see Devin Booker in the playoffs, because I think he would be amazing in the playoffs. He seems like he's a player that will shine in the playoffs with the bright lights. So is the first day basically of NBA trades, Monday, November 16th. I'm excited to see how this plays out. I'm excited for the draft on Wednesday. Is there going to be more crazy trades? Are people going to trade into the first 3 picks? Are they going to trade out? It's going to be a crazy offseason. Free agency starts on Friday. You can sign players on Sunday. It's going to be a crazy offseason. I'm going to be here bringing all the information to you guys. I'm going to make further down this week, I'm going to make a predictions for week 11 of the NFL season. I'm also going to make a prediction for match day 9 of the Premier League. And then I'm going to recap whatever has happened between now and then for the NBA offseason.